right. Welcome to Million Hour Workweek, where we learn the stories and work life of entrepreneurs so that if you are looking to start this type of business, you'll have a little insight into what it takes to start, run, and successfully profit off of a business like this. And for the community to learn a little bit more about the person behind the business, today I have here with me Stacey Turnage, owner of Rockford Ave Real Estate.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you for being on the podcast. How are you today?
I am doing well. Anytime. Glad to be here.
Perfect. Okay. Introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about your brokerage.
So my name is Stacey Turnage. I am the founder, owner, broker of Rockford Ave Real Estate. I've been licensed almost 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very exciting. The brokerage, I officially opened March 6th. Of this year.
Wow.
So March 6, 2026. I currently have 4 producers, myself, so I make 5. We're boutique on purpose. I really treat agents like my clients. So I want them to have support, technology, training, all of the good things. So that's pretty much it.
Nice. What areas do you serve and what type of real estate do you specialize in?
So I serve all over the metro. Our license gives us the ability to sell throughout the state.
Nice.
So we can go anywhere. I've sold in McAllister. I've sold in Bartlesville. I've sold in Sapulpa. I've sold in Muskogee. I've sold in Warner. I've sold in Ramona.
Oh, yes,
so like all over the Tulsa metro for sure.
Well, we love that, girl. You're well versed. How would you describe your brokerage to someone discovering it for the first time?
Well, I would say we're boutique on purpose. So my goal is to really service the agent and make sure the agent has the tools that they need, the training that they need, the education, the support. Being an agent is a very lonely business because it's sales and it's commissions and everybody else is doing it too. So I think that's what kind of sets us apart. Not to mention I've been in the industry for quite some time, so I bring that book of knowledge. But small, boutique, tech, experience, access to the broker, all of those things.
Perfect. Before we get into the business side, what do you like to do outside of work?
Well, I like to travel.
Oh, yeah.
I catch flights,
Period.
not feelings.
Absolutely, ma'am.
So I like to travel. I have 2 grandkids. They're 10 and 14. They were here this summer. So June is my Gigi month. So I spend June with the grandkids. So I like concerts, travel, shopping, all the girl stuff.
Absolutely. What's your favorite place you've been so far?
Well, actually, I went to the Usher and Chris Brown concert.
I'm jealous, girl.
I know.
I bet it was amazing.
I know. It was amazing. And I went in Minnesota.
Oh, nice.
So while I was there, I got to see Prince, Paisley Park, and all of that.
Beautiful.
Amazing. He was amazing. The fact that he walked the halls that are Paisley Park and he created and did all of that stuff there. It was really fun.
Yeah,
I love music.
Yeah. I am a big fan as well. I wish I had time to go to more concerts.
Oh,
honestly.
I know.
They're the best. I just went to Pitbull recently.
Okay.
And it was amazing.
Okay.
It was the best. They do like a house party situation before his set. It was great.
I know. They did the same thing. They brought out these 2 DJs.
Yes.
Each artist had a DJ, and it was kind of like the battle of the DJs, who's doing the best
Absolutely.
music. So I guess that's a thing now.
Hey, and I'm here for it.
Me
I like
too.
it. Absolutely. What were you doing before you entered real estate?
Well, I did a bunch of things. Actually, I was a mortgage banker for many years. So I've been in the industry since 1993. And I've had some off ramps, I have managed a couple of retail stores. I've done project management on the mortgage side. I went back to school later in life. So I've done a little bit of it all, I think.
Yeah. What did you go back to school for?
I am a sociology major.
Oh, fantastic.
A sociology major, kind of checking out, society. That and 25 cents would get me nothing.
Absolutely.
Because you can't make any money as a sociology major.
Yeah. But hey, it's very interesting to study.
Very. And there was very little to no math.
Oh, well, even better. Even better. Yes. What originally attracted you to the industry?
Well, you know what? I think I just got dropped in. I answered an ad back in like 1993 that literally said, if you can read, write, fax, answer the phone, and it was one other thing, all office related, we'll hire you. So I walked in, it was like a mob boss. He was behind this big, heavy oak desk, and he was big and broad, and he was smoking a cigar. Okay, I'm aging myself because you can't smoke anymore. But he was smoking a cigar, and he asked me those 5 questions, and I said yes 5 times, and he says, you're hired, and that's how I got dropped into the industry.
Oh, well, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's quite the introduction.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I started as a loan processor. So I did mortgages from that period on, from 1993 to 2006. Yeah. So, it was kind of like life.
Perfect. How did you build up into wanting to like be a broker?
Well, kind of odd. I went around the mulberry bush. My stepfather passed away, and I moved back home to help my mother run their commercial janitorial service. Yeah. So in that process, I was like, what else could you do? I kind of had gotten the self-employed bug at that point, and I didn't want to go and work for anyone. Yes. So I subsequently got my license because I had so much real estate and industry background.
Absolutely. Yeah. So much knowledge already. And you're like, this would be so easy, girl.
I don't know if it's easy, but I thought it would be easy.
Yes. That's what gets you into this stuff is the thought of being like, it'll be easy.
Or I can do it.
Yes. Or it seems, I've seen other people do it. It can't be that hard.
Exactly. Like if he can do it, I can do it.
Yes. Yeah. What was the process of getting your real estate license like?
You know what? It was actually, getting your real estate license is pretty easy. You go to a 2-week class, because I can't do anything online. I'm just not cut from that cloth.
Me either. Girl.
Not for days at a time. Yes. Like a quick one. Okay.
Yeah.
So I went to a 2-week class. Then we had a week of study. I passed the test. I failed it the first time. And failing it the first time really helped me understand what I needed to study to pass it, right? Yeah. And what was on the test. I have a little bit of test anxiety. So failing it, I was like, okay, cool. Sent it to my instructor. He was like, study this, this, and this. I passed it the next time plus 6 points.
Perfect.
So, the bar of entry and getting in is pretty easy.
How did you find your first client after that?
Well, everybody will tell you that it's hard, and it very much is. I hosted an open house for a mother and daughter team. They didn't want to, or it had been on the market too long, or whatever the reason was. So they were walking around the office asking people if they wanted to host. And I said, I'll host it. It was in Skytook. And literally I got there that Sunday, and I had all this stuff in my hand, because they teach you to all this preparation, all these handouts and all of that. So I literally lifted the stuff out, went and opened the house, put it inside, or put some of it inside, and came back out. And the neighbor was literally standing in their driveway going, I want to list my house. That was my first listing.
Oh, well, fantastic. You said, and girl, come to me. Yes.
Let me help you.
Yes. You said, actually, write down my number. We're going to be friends. Well, exactly. That's one way to find it. Hey.
Exactly.
It's really just signing up for the job. No one else wants you. Like, hey, actually, I will do it.
Exactly.
If it gives you an opportunity.
And it was that's exactly right. Because she had been listed before, and it didn't sell. So she was like, I need to sell, because she wanted to move back home. And honestly, we're friends to this day.
Well, perfect. And you got a really long relationship out of it. So that's nice. How was that first sale? Like, how did that go?
Ooh, well, because I was the listing agent, it wasn't too bad.
Oh, good.
Because as the listing agent, you don't have to worry about the buyer getting approval and the buyers, all that. You have to worry about it, but it's not your client. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're fielding less questions when you're on the list side.
Yeah.
So it was pretty easy, but let me give you a little bit of story.
Okay,
so I knew I had discovered what I was going to do, that real estate was it. Because when I sold that house, I was sitting in Las Vegas on the 51st floor of the Alara Hilton Hotel, and they called to say, your check is ready. I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, you said, this is it, girl.
I'm like, this is it.
Yes.
Ironically enough, it closed Memorial Day weekend. So it closed on like that Friday, and the house caught on fire Saturday.
You're kidding.
No.
How did it catch on fire?
The electrical panel caught on fire. And they didn't find it. They didn't discover it in inspections, because a lot of that stuff you just don't. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
So I always tell people that's my little story.
Who's that? Who deals with that? At that
Well,
point?
the
seller or the buyer?
The buyer. He owns it now. Once you buy it,
The first day. It's on fire?
day.
Oh my god.
And here was the rub, though. We offered him a warranty, and he wouldn't accept the warranty.
And that's why you buy warranty, everyone.
Yes, that is why you buy a warranty, because you
Absolutely.
never know what is going to go. And I always encourage the sellers to offer a warranty. It provides the buyer just a little comfort that if something happens, maybe not a fire, but if something happens, if that leak is just a leak and not indicative of a plumbing issue, the warranty will help with that. And even if it is a plumbing issue, they'll come out, assess the situation, and 9 times out of 10 fix it.
Yeah.
So warranties are a must.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. I've heard, I won't say where I've heard it, but I've heard whenever I used to have to promote warranty, parents telling their kids that warranty's a scam. And I'm like, please don't tell your kids that.
No.
Please don't say
Not at
that.
all.
You're setting them up for not a great time, because warranty's not always a scam.
No.
It's actually really good
Not
sometimes.
when you're talking about real estate.
Yes, yeah, or electronics. So, what were the biggest steps involved in opening your brokerage so far?
I think the biggest step is just figuring out all of the things that you need to do. I was fortunate. I had an attorney help me, and it was so much, and it didn't even capture it all.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's the big deal, right? Is figuring out what you need, what insurances you need, what technology you're going to use, what technology are you going to use for accounting, what is your agent offerings? Like, it is massive.
Yeah.
So I literally did it in like sections. Like the first section I did all of the licensing, all of the LLCs and all of that sort of thing, and then transitioned to launch.
Yeah. Did you have any issues come up during that?
I didn't have any major issues. I
That's
found
good.
out a few things though.
Oh, yeah.
I found out that I needed cyber insurance.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's that for?
Yeah, because we do everything electronically.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
in what aspect would you use that?
Well, in case something happens in case a scammer gets involved,
okay.
right? We also have to warn our clients that we, as a brokerage, we don't call and ask for your money.
Oh, well,
Because, scammers are data mining.
Yeah.
So they know what you're doing, even if you don't think they know what you're doing. So it's things like that. It
Yeah.
protects from that.
Wow. Well, those are more because I would have never even thought about that.
I had to figure out how to do 1099s for the agents. Like, it's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, especially going through the IRS. As soon as you add employees,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot more.
Yeah.
What expenses surprised you the most becoming an agent or an owner?
An owner, I think they all did.
Really?
I think because I've been an agent for a long time, and the fees just go up from there.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, of course, as an agent, I didn't have errors in omission. I paid for that per transaction. As an agent, I didn't have cyber or general liability insurance. The brokerage did.
Yeah.
So I think all of those kind of like fees are like, OMG, I got all this stuff. But I think as a whole in the industry, people don't realize that, yes, the bar of entry is pretty affordable. I think my class was like $500. And then to take the test, they charge you $65 or $75 every time you take it, right? But it costs money to stay in the industry. That is the key.
Yeah.
You have to pay for MLS dues every quarter. You have to pay for your board dues every year. Like, it's that kind of stuff.
Do you feel like that's what drives people away from the industry?
I do. I think it is one of those things that, when you're not making any money, it's hard to come across. Dues are like $600-700 a year. Quarterly is a couple $100 every quarter. MLS dues and things like that. So I think, it helps people people say, well, I'm not making any money, so why should I do this?
Yeah.
And I can't afford to pay it. So yeah, I think it definitely impacts.
Yeah. How did you attract your first agent?
I think when I transitioned from that company who shall not be named, the agents there were like, what are you doing? And why didn't you include us? And we want to come over. So they kind of knew me already.
Yeah.
I think I'm very much in attraction mode because I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
I've been in the industry for a long time, but I firmly believe this side of the industry can be done differently. And that's what my goal is.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for the same old thing from brokerage to brokerage, I'm trying not to be that.
Yeah.
So my agent, my avatar is somebody who wants to grow their business, somebody who wants to understand what it means to be an agent, because a lot of agents don't understand what it means.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you help new agents develop confidence and find new clients?
Confidence is, that's a tough one because you have to be confident even when you don't know. And I think they find solace in the fact that I tell them, I don't know either.
Yeah.
And you're only as good as that last transaction. And no two transactions are the same, even if they're for the same person.
Yeah.
So I think the confidence comes when you understand that you are going to always be learning based because there's just no way to know it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you accept that
Right.
like there's truly always going to be someone that knows more that you can learn from,
Right.
it gets a lot easier
Yeah.
in a lot of different industries.
For sure.
What systems have been most important to running the brokerage successfully so far?
Well, I think obviously QuickBooks.
Yes, man, QuickBooks. I've been in business overall for like 3-4 years now, and I still don't understand QuickBooks.
Oh my gosh.
It's the worst, actually.
I hired a consultant
Yeah.
because I was like, I thought, I just need a QuickBooks account, right? So QuickBooks is obviously key. I have a good CRM. I have a good compliance software where we do e-signature in there and we can, manage the compliance portion. I have a good, we all use Canva.
Yes.
So just
Canva.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't?
No, because it doesn't love me.
Oh, man, I love Canva down bad. She's the best. She is the best.
I can use it,
Yeah.
but not like my marketing girl does all that. I shoot it to her and let her figure it out. But I think, the technologies, something for accounting, something for your agents to put their information in besides a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
You have to have something for compliance, those sorts of things. It's just foundational. And I think that's one of the challenges is when you become an agent, you don't really do all of those things because the broker is responsible.
Yeah.
But really as an agent, you should be responsible for some of that stuff for your own business.
Kind of like if you balance the load between both of you guys, you're not getting backed up in one spot or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah. Was there any specific moment within this last 6 months that you felt that you have felt the company has actually finally gained momentum?
I think we're in the process of gaining that momentum now because, of course, you start flat, and I feel like we're going and going and going, and we're getting better. I recently onboarded a commercial agent,
Nice.
and we anticipate a couple of commercial listings coming.
That's
So,
exciting.
yes, very exciting. So it's a matter of just being, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? When you
Absolutely.
get those opportunities.
How would your agents describe you as a leader?
Present.
Yes. Well, that's amazing.
Present.
Yeah.
Present. And that is where agents and brokers struggle because the agents always need more and the brokers are like, it's your business.
Yeah.
So I strive to be present and to be able to ask the specific questions about transactions because they've brought them to me.
Well, that's a beautiful thing to have in a relationship with your broker because you guys do a lot of business together. You got to have a tight relationship.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
How do you keep your agents motivated during slower seasons?
You know what? I have learned that I can teach an agent all of the tactical, all of the contractual, all of the, things like that. But the motivation is tough.
Yeah.
They've got to have a big enough why to get up and do it every day, even when it's slow.
Yeah.
So for example, I have one agent, she has a business venture that she's saving for. That's her motivation.
Good.
Right? I have another agent who is 6 years from retirement. Her goal is to be able to retire and walk into a thriving real estate business. So it just kind of depends. You have to have a big enough why to stay motivated. And my job is to remind you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's to be like, hey, don't forget about that.
Exactly.
Yes. I know it's hard, but it's going to be harder if you don't get that goal. I hate to tell you. Yes. In your opinion, what is the hardest part about leading other real estate professionals?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I've been in leadership for a big portion of my career. And I think what makes this different is it's 1099 leadership. When someone is a W-2 and they have to clock in and out, literally or figuratively, you have a little bit more push, if you will, a little bit more, you got to get this done, if you will. Whereas when you're a 1099 contractor, you own your business. So that's been kind of tough.
Yeah.
Because how do you motivate? See, for me, once I got that first check, that was all the motivation I needed.
Yeah, you said that actually lit the fuse and it was done.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you just kind of navigate it.
Of being like, hey, I understand this is your thing, but like, I want to see you succeed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What leadership lesson did you have to learn the hard way so far?
Ooh. I think that I can't motivate them if they're not self-motivated. Like I said, it's a 1099 gig, right? And if, you said, I want to create a podcast, and you went about doing those things, there was nobody there. I'm sure your family and husband and stuff encouraged you, but nobody was going to make you, right? So I think that's the hard part is, no matter how much I love the industry and no matter how much I do, I can only do so much to motivate them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink.
Exactly. And when people say, oh, I want to be like you, I want to have production like you, I'm like, no, you don't. Because you're not doing the things I'm doing to get that production.
If you have a certain vision for your life, you have to do things that person would do.
Exactly.
You can't be a couch potato and then expect a thriving business.
Exactly.
It just
doesn't work.
Hand in hand.
No.
I hate to tell you. No. What do most people misunderstand about being a real estate agent?
Ooh, that it's not easy.
Yeah.
And when I talk to new agents and I say, so why did you get your real estate license? The most common response, like 95% of the time is, oh, I like to show houses. I like to look at houses. I want to show houses. And that is just a very small amount of what we do.
Yes.
So, it's like how do you do that? Like, it has to be deeper than I want to show houses. Because it's a deeper thing than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's actually a lot more levels that go into
lots
it.
more.
Yes.
And a lot of levels that even your clients don't necessarily see.
Yeah.
Because my job is to, resolve some of the issues, most of the issues. I pull clients in when I can't resolve the issue.
Yeah. So you're like, actually, a lot of what you do has to be behind the scenes. And you have to know what you're doing.
And you have to know what you're doing. And you know what? And it's not even that you have to know.
Yeah.
You just got to be able to ask the questions.
Yeah.
And not only ask, you have to have somebody to ask them to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you have to know what you're looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah. And have enough foresight to think ahead for the client. How different is the job from what people see on TV or social media.
Oh, wait. That neither one of the jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this isn't Huntsville. We're not selling Sunset.
Yeah.
None of us, I don't think any of my agents do.
Yes.
We're not handing out Louis Vuittons for closing gifts and
Perfect.
popping champagne.
Yeah.
It's television. So none of it is real.
Yes.
And even when I listen to, like news reports and things, I'm like, where are y'all getting this data from? So it's TV. It doesn't even.
You said those are actors, not real estate agents. Yes.
Actors. Trust me.
How long does it realistically take a new agent to build consistent business?
Oh, that really depends on the agent. Like, there are some agents who get in and hit the ground running. There are other agents that take a little longer. I think it really depends on how much time, effort, energy, and sometimes money that people put into it to be able to see and reap the benefits from it.
Yeah. How much initial overhead would you say goes into it?
For an agent, very little.
Really?
Yeah, because you can office from home. And if I don't have a brick and mortar. We're kind of virtual, but you can office from home. You got your dues. It truly depends on what you want to do. If you want to spend a lot of money in marketing, you can do that. No one is telling you that you can't.
Yeah.
Right? So when I first got started, I probably, I was spending probably, $500-$600 a month. Just trying to figure out what was going to stick, what worked. Yeah. I printed some postcards, all of the different things you try to do.
Yeah. What would you say was your most successful out of those whenever you were getting started?
I think open houses are always great. Open houses, I probably shouldn't say this on a podcast that you're going to publish, but I'm going to give you a little insight. Open houses, sellers love them, but because sellers believe that they sell their house. They don't.
What does?
Good marketing and being priced right sells your house.
Yes.
An open house is for an agent to kind of get clients and see who else in the neighborhood wants to potentially sell, what buyers coming in unrepresented that needs an agent, things like that. Yeah. Now, with that being said, has houses sold during an open house or at an open house or somebody walked into the open house? Of course.
Yeah.
But it's not the norm.
Oh, nice. Well, how often would you say a house sells at an open house?
Less than 10%.
Really?
Probably even less than 5%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe, because I'd be walking into a lot of them, and I'm not in the market for a house.
Exactly.
I just want to look and see what the house looks like. Yes. What should someone know before paying to get their real estate license?
It's a couple things. A, it's not easy. B, it doesn't look like TV. And 3, you've got to figure out how you're going to get clients.
Yes. What would you say would be the best way to gauge the client base in their area?
Well, I think every area has a client base. I think the thing that you have to really gauge is who in your sphere. Starting your sphere, the people that you know, your doctor, your dentist, the guy at the grocery store, the guy who bags your groceries. He may not, but his mom and dad may. So I think it's identifying that this isn't a W-2 gig. And I, as a broker, no one's going to give you clients. You got to go and do what we call lead generate and find leads, convert those leads, and close those leads.
Yes,
and you can get them. I used to, especially when I was first licensed, I would walk around with my name tag upside down as a conversation starter.
Oh, that's one way to do it right there.
And I was grabbing milk one day and this guy said, "Hey, Stacey, how you doing?" And I'm like, how does he know my name? And he saw me trying to, think, and he was like, "Oh, your name tag." And I was like, "Oh." And we had a 10-minute conversation about real estate. He may never transact, but I got his information and put it in my database, and I reach out to him every so often.
Yeah, absolutely. Even at that, you're still networking.
Exactly. I think that is the biggest thing, is that you have to be able to get clients on your own, right? You got to be able to figure it out. I tell my agents, you can't be a secret agent. Everybody needs to know that you're an agent.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. That's funny. Is real estate truly flexible, or does the flexibility come with the price?
I think two things could be true at the same time. It is truly flexible from the perspective of, if I have my laptop, I could work from the moon as long as I can get Wi-Fi.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it's been with this business as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
But on the flip side of that coin, it can be very tied. You could be tied to whatever is going on, right? I approach it a little bit different. You know, I have two cell phones. I have a personal cell phone and I have a business phone. And I'm fortunate that when my business phone rings, I can answer it. And when I am done working and it goes on Do Not Disturb, I don't think twice about it. And I can really kind of shut down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have the flexibility of being able to get up and go, but you have the need to be responsive
and
during
present.
Transactions and clients and, you know, cooperating agents and that sort of thing, which is kind of tough, right? I had to learn, you ask about biggest lessons, I'm going to give you a big lesson. I had to learn that there is nothing that can be done in a real estate transaction after a certain point in the day. And once I understood that, I was able to, my phone used to go on D&D at 9, but once I was able to really understand that, it goes on D&D at 7, and then once it gets dark, it'll go on D&D at 6. Because I'm not showing it's dark. Most people don't like to see in the dark, and you got to have some time.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is really nice, because I've talked to a lot of business owners at this point that do not have the ability to truly like shut off and like disassociate with it. And so the way that you've been able to truly like step away from it is great.
And I started that way.
Yes.
Because
it's
again,
amazing.
I had insight in the industry. So when I got my license, I was like, oh, I'm going to get another phone. Actually, I already had the phone because I was running a separate line for my family's company. But I started I don't answer no business calls come over my personal phone, and no personal calls come over my business. Even my kids, grandkids, they don't call on the business phone. They all call on the personal phone. I think we have to understand, especially in where we are in society and AI and socials and all of that, there is always something to be seen or said or heard or listened to.
Absolutely.
So I was very strategic. I knew I needed to be able to shut off.
Yeah. Well, good for you, girl. I'm still trying to learn. But I'm glad that you have a system.
I don't know if I'm always great, but because, you know, you do look, you know, I put it on D&D at 7 and I look and I was like, oh, I can do that in the morning. So I still do peak. And depending on what's going on, I will answer after 7. If I'm negotiating a contract or one of my agents is negotiating a contract, I will, you know, I'm available. But it's flexible and it's not flexible.
Yes. Yeah. If you have a strategic way to go about it, you can be flexible. Yes. That's funny. What is one part of the business clients rarely see?
Ooh, they don't see the back office types of things. So, for example, all they see is what you show them, what I show them as an agent. I had a title closer reach out, you know, earlier in the week or late last week, and she says, hey, we found another lien on your seller's property. And I was like, his name is pretty common. Before we tell him, can you double check and make sure that it is him before we ruffle the feathers? And turns out it wasn't him.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
You're like, hey girl, don't do that again.
Exactly. Like, oh, you get ready to crash my deal.
Yeah.
So imagine that I didn't even have to bring it up to him.
Yeah.
Or she didn't have to bring it up to him because I dealt with it before it got to him.
Yeah,
so it's those things in the background that they don't see.
Yeah.
Like they see obviously the end result to get to the table, but they don't realize the other 500 conversations that I had to make sure we got to the table. And of those 500, 200 of them they should have known, right?
Yeah.
But I solved the problem so they didn't have to know.
Yeah, absolutely. What should buyers and sellers look for when choosing an agent?
Oh, that's good. I think it's somebody that obviously you have a rapport with and you enjoy, but most importantly, I think it should be somebody that you trust. Because again, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background that clients just aren't privy to a lot of times. You just don't know, right? And I think if you trust your agent, you will trust that they are guiding you through the transaction ethically and what's best for the transaction.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, to make sure that they've got your best interests at heart. What is one red flag people shouldn't ignore when hiring an agent?
It's so interesting because I've lost a couple of listings to agents who weren't as seasoned as I was. Not necessarily license time, but transactions. I think it's important. It's amazing to be able to give someone their first opportunity because I obviously had a first opportunity. I think it's also equally amazing that you kind of just, fill that person out, understand what you're looking for, if you will. Red flag, I don't know. I think you have to get in it sometimes to get the red flag. For example, I had a seller call me and say, Stacey, I want you to take over this listing. And I was like, well, why? And she was like, well, it's not sold. Well, it's priced too high.
Yes.
And I'm sure your agent probably told you that. She was a red flag for me because she got out of her listing agreement and she wanted me to list the house. Well, she's not listening. I'm almost certain that her agent told her it was overpriced.
Yeah.
So it's those, you don't know that until you're already in it.
Yes.
The obvious red flags would be, this guy is weird or something ain't right here. You listen to your gut.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, if your intuition is telling you that it's
That's
wrong,
right.
it's most likely wrong.
That's right.
Yes. How do interest rates and changes in the market affect everyday business?
Ooh, every day they affect everyday business.
Or your everyday business.
It affects it. And I'll tell you why. Like I said, I've been in the industry since 1993. I was a mortgage banker for many years. I've seen rates as high as 18 and I've seen them as low as 5 and some change. I think right now the cohort of people that are purchasing or should be purchasing 30s, 40s, they remember COVID rates at 3. They remember rates lower than what normal rates will be. So I think that's the challenge. A lot of, these rates aren't high, but they do have people sidelined because people think that they're high. But from my vantage point and seeing all that I've seen in my career, rates are fine.
How do you navigate that conversation with the clients?
Honestly, this sounds really bad, is I let the lender do it.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's there. I'm very much, because I have a lending background, I have the knowledge, but I'm not looking at their actual loan file.
Yeah.
In their loan file, there are things that impact the rate. Credit, money in the bank, how much down payment you're putting down, all of those things. I don't know that because I'm not looking.
Yeah.
So I literally tell them, I'm going to partner you with a lender, and that lender is going to pull your credit, submit your application. They're going to pull your credit. They're going to tell you the best scenario for you. And in that conversation, you guys will discuss rates.
Yes, perfect. You're like, and he's going to go over that with you, girl.
Exactly.
Don't you worry. Yes.
Exactly, because it's not my wheelhouse.
Yes.
You know.
Is there a like certain time of the year that is a better time to purchase than
No.
others? No.
I say purchase any time is time to purchase for that person.
Yes.
You know, historically, you know, springtime after school, you know, before school starts, because, you know, parents want to be in their new homes for schools and things like that. But this market right now is very situational. There are very few people that are like, oh, we have an extra 100,000 in the bank, we're going to buy a house, right? Now you have people who need to buy. They got married, they're getting divorced, they're downsizing, empty nesters, somebody passed away. It's a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen an effect in like the selling and buying of homes with the economy recently at all?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How have you been navigating that?
I let the lender do it.
Oh, perfect. You said again, I don't do that.
I let the lender do it. And my lender will call me and say, girl, they bought a car. Then there goes the transaction. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you let the lender do it, you know, and you know enough, you know, but I tend to not deal with that.
Yeah.
Because that, to me, is what the lender is supposed to do.
Well, fantastic. You said, and that falls in there.
Exactly. Because if I tell them something wrong, they're not going to listen to the right stuff.
Yeah.
They're going to listen to the wrong stuff.
Yeah. They're like, but that's not what she told me.
Exactly.
So I had to tell you. Yeah.
Exactly.
What are some mistakes that first-time purchasers make?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, and you know what? I teach a first-time home buyer seminar once a quarter, and this is what I tell them, because everybody's like, well, Stacey, how do I pick a good agent? Pick somebody you trust and trust them.
Yes.
Right?
And give them the trust that you say that you have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stop talking to your grandpa. Stop talking to your friend. Stop talking to your parents. If you assemble a team, starting with the agent, and the agent connects you to a lender, and you guys hit it off and you've done your application, trust that team. I think that's the challenge. And I think in relationships, as far as agents are concerned, you know, I am the listing agent, there is a buyer's agent. Those relationships should be collaborative, not adversarial.
Yeah.
We both are trying to get our clients to the closing table for different reasons, because they have a different set of goals.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's for you to get your house sold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What is important, or how important is pricing property correctly from the beginning?
Very.
Yes.
Very. It's a deal breaker if it's not
Really?
priced correctly. And I'm gonna give you an example. So I have a couple of listings that both clients are like, Stacey, we'll sit there. So we're 90 plus days. I had an agent list a house Wednesday. We did pictures Wednesday. It hit the market Thursday. She was under contract Friday because it was priced right.
Yeah.
She was the fourth listing on that block. Price sells everything.
Yes, absolutely. Well, whenever your agent tells you a price, maybe think about that price really well.
Exactly.
Yes. What do you believe the real estate industry will look like in the next 5 years?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? It's hard to tell. I think that the big guys will still be around, but I think that there will be more and more independent brokerages. I think buyers will have access to even more data, which is scary because they got a lot now.
Yeah.
I just think, I don't know. It's a wait and see. I think your big guys will be around, but they'll be structured differently. I'm hoping that somebody somewhere does something with the affordability crisis that we have. So it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Have you seen technology and AI changing the industry at all?
Absolutely.
Really?
So here's what I will say. I think agents are where they are with technology based on when they got into the industry. And what I mean by that is, if you came into the industry and there was no technology or little to no technology, you run your business still in that little to no technology prospect,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Me, I came in and there was tons of technology. So I had to weed through what was the good tech.
Yeah.
versus, I don't need that.
Yeah.
So I think, technology has definitely changed it. It makes you a little bit more accessible. It helps you do a lot more stuff. And I think with that, AI is the same thing. I think AI, I read a thread today on a article from realtor.com that talked about how AI is going to take over the world and people are going to just be buying through AI. But, is AI going to get up at 1:30 in the morning when your alarm is going off in your house in Oklahoma and you're in California? Is AI going to, when the inspector comes and something goes down, is the AI going to do that? So I think it's needed, but I don't ever see a world where it will take over or replace me.
Yeah.
Because we do a lot that the public and even the clients don't see.
Yeah.
When you're relocating, how can you buy? Somebody's got to open the door. You're not here.
Yeah.
And if they give you an AI code and AI helps you, but you're not here, who's going to do that for you?
Yeah.
1:30 in the morning, like I said, when there's an emergency at your listing, is AI going to go do that?
Yeah.
So I think we have to, first and foremost, embrace as a society that AI has been around a long time. Siri, Alexa, GPS, been around a long time. What it has not been is accessible to the masses.
Yeah.
And that's the piece. I think we are oftentimes freaking out about something that it's gonna happen. So you just gotta figure out how to implement it in your business.
Yeah. What has been the hardest period you've experienced so far with building the brokerage?
Ooh, I think the hardest period is now.
Really?
Why? Because I'm all set up. I have agents, and now I need people to produce.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you, girl. I'm not intending on making kind of in the same respect. I'm not going to make anything of this for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And so it's just a lot of doing volunteer work, essentially, out of the goodness of my heart.
I know.
I love it.
Well, I'm right here with you.
Yes. Yeah, it's the best, honestly. It is. It's very fulfilling at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But whenever you're working for yourself, even if you're not making an income. But
Yep.
Was there ever a point where you thought that doing the brokerage was the wrong direction to go in?
No.
Have you ever had a transaction fall apart at the last minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How did that go?
48 hours prior to close. The seller, and I was on the list side, so technically my client backed out.
Oh.
Backed out. So usually never happens. Backed out.
How did you navigate that?
I cried.
Yeah, I would as well. There would be some tears on my side.
Because I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So it was tough. And I tried to talk her into staying. She would not stay. And that transaction actually wound up in mediation. The buyer was cool with it, but the buyer's daughter was an attorney.
Oh, yikes. She said, and what you're not going to do is back out of my deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you back out, it's going to cost you some money.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I've had that happen. I've had transactions delayed. I had a transaction that we went under contract December 12th. It was supposed to close January 12th. We didn't close until June 3rd.
Oh.
Yeah. That's imagine that.
6 months.
Exactly. Ask me why.
Why?
Well, that particular house was zoned commercial. Yes, girl, looked like a house, was a house.
You're like, now who did this?
Exactly. Yeah. And why didn't nobody know?
Yes.
So we had to go through the city of Tulsa zoning committees and publication and yeah.
Did you get it converted to a resident?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I was on the buy side for this one. And here was what was crazy is I just knew my buyer was going to flip out. She was like, no, I'll wait. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, oh yeah, I'm good. Then we got another delay and I was like, are
you still okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, I'm still fine. So yeah.
Well,
commitment.
Yes.
Everybody was committed to getting to the table.
I'm glad you trust me, girl. Thank you.
Exactly.
We're gonna get it. Yes. Well, good. I'm glad you didn't freak out because you're like, hey, girl, I'm going to court. Like we're doing all the things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you ever been, or have you had any rejection throughout this process?
Oh, in building the brokerage or as an agent?
As an agent.
Oh, all the time.
Really? How did you navigate that?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm a whiny baby, as I've been called.
I'm not a fan of rejection either.
No.
It's the worst.
And you know what? And it's so funny because this is such a rejection job.
Yeah.
Like, it is so full of rejections because here's the ones that I know when it's not going anywhere. Because I identify that something was amiss.
Yeah.
And then the other ones that, oh my God, I didn't even think. You have a little bit of both, right? Like, I got a commercial guy. He's like, yeah, you're going to sell my property. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't you? And he's like, nope, I want you to do it. And then other people are like, I don't like you. They don't outright say that, but that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, rejection is a lot.
Yeah.
I had one client in particular, a potential client, who I told them that the house should be on the market for $475 or $415, so $450, something like that. Another agent came behind me and put it on the market for $515, but they sold at $475. But I told them to put it on.
You're like, okay, well, that's what I said, but whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, that would. See, how do you move past that? How do you, not let it eat you up after?
I was, I give myself, it depends on how big of a blow it was. I was really disappointed with them, but you don't get that much time. I'll give you 5, 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes, depending on what it is, but I don't give you that much time because I firmly believe that there's more business out there.
Yeah, absolutely. One door closes, another one opens.
Right. And you know what else I've had to really come to terms with is if you don't want to work with me, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
Because it gets, dicey, So I try really hard to be present, give my clients what they need and what they want. But when it doesn't come, I've had a couple come back.
Yeah.
Well, Stacey, can you do? Yeah, you didn't choose me.
Yeah, it's okay. You'll find another agent.
Exactly.
Yes.
Of course I'll get you in a house because you should have been in a house 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What challenge made you a noticeably better broker? Yes. What challenge made you a noticeably better broker?
I had an agent who, agents get themselves, and I won't say in a pickle, but in a pickle. Just because they've not seen it, whatever that it may be.
Yeah.
And I think being able to stand firm in supporting them makes me a better broker.
Yeah.
And being okay with saying, girl, I ain't never seen this. We both got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's the key. It's just being in the trenches with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just being able to be confident in hey, I might also not know the answer, but we can figure it out together.
Exactly.
We're in it together. Yes.
And I'm quick to tell them, oh, let me check. And I go to my attorney and say, what's going on here? So, yeah.
Yes. Or what do people misunderstand about how real estate agents are paid?
Well, first thing that people, John Q. Public, should understand is everything that an agent gets paid as far as commission is negotiable. It's negotiable between the agent and that client. Nothing is set in stone. It could be as high as they agree to or as low as they agree to. And I think that's kind of like the misnomer, right? For the industry as a whole, we get paid what we negotiate, right? Yeah. And whatever that percentage is between you and your client, whether it's a buyer or a seller, because the buyer is liable in some regards to pay you as well.
Yeah. So in that respect, if you're not good at negotiating, do not get into this. Yes. Okay. Do not get into this profession.
I live life based on this one mantra. I don't get what I deserve. I get what I negotiate.
Yes. And that is true. Yeah. And being a good negotiator, that's just a good skill to have in life.
Absolutely.
Do you think new agents should have savings before entering the industry?
Absolutely. They should. They need savings, and they need an understanding of what they're getting themselves into. I've been told 6 to 9 months, 9 to 12 months. It just depends, because people get discouraged really quickly when they don't get a quick transaction. And even then, at this point, I would say a year. Because if it takes you 6 months and you only have 6 months, you've burned through that 6 months. I would say a year.
How do you feel people should prepare to get into an industry like this where you're making commission?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question, because I didn't necessarily prepare.
Yeah.
I just jumped in. But I did have some knowledge as far as how the industry works. I think first and foremost, savings, right? And then secondly, start doing some research. I've talked to so many people, well, I first got my license to invest. Well, you don't need your license to invest in real estate, right? So I think people should have some savings, and I think they should really research and talk to agents, talk to brokers, talk to people who are doing the job before you pull the trigger.
Kind of get some experience for someone that is just actively working that
Correct.
job. Yes. How do you define sustainable growth in this industry?
That's a good one. Sustainable growth. I'm committed to growing slowly. And growing so slowly in my mind is sustainable versus, coming out the door with 200 people.
Yeah.
I would have lost my mind.
You're like, we wouldn't be in business right now.
Exactly.
Like,
So I think that's the key. It's kind of like doing it as slow or as fast as you can handle.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of like knowing your limitations.
Correct.
Yeah, and working to those limitations.
Correct.
Yes. What does success look like for you beyond the number of transactions you close in this industry?
Success to me is very much about my agents and that they're thriving and closing deals too. As long as they're doing that or we're doing that, I think I'm okay.
Yeah. What does your typical workday look like?
Ooh, that has been very interesting over the years.
Yeah.
So my typical work day is I have a home office, and my home office is downstairs. I live upstairs. So I get up, get dressed, and literally get dressed and go downstairs to work. And I'm probably in my office between 9 and 9:30. And some nights I don't come out till 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then other days I get done at 2.
Yeah.
I think it kind of depends on what's going on. Right now it's slow and my production is slow, and I'm technically still new. So I am doing a lot of, processes and policies and writing production plans and having conversations with the agents, having conversations with the clients. I think it just really depends on what is on tap. Some days I have inspections. Some days I have closings. It just depends.
How many days out of your week actually go as scheduled usually?
None.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning with this whole owning a business thing. You can schedule all you want. It's not going to go like that.
I have a whole calendar and don't do anything according to the calendar except meetings.
Yeah. What habits help you stay productive throughout the day?
I think it's key to do something real estate related. So for me, I'm in my database, I'm in the accounting software, I'm talking to clients, I'm emailing vendors, I'm setting up, inspections if I have buyers and things like that.
Yeah. What do you feel like you've had to sacrifice through this time?
Time.
Yeah.
Time. Absolutely time. Time, and on some level money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you make time for your friends, family, and personal life during this?
I don't. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like, I don't have any of those.
Like
actually.
a family life?
Yeah.
Like, no, ma'am. I think that's the beauty. And going back to your flexibility question, I can, my grandkids were here in June.
Yeah.
We went to Legoland in Kansas City.
Ooh. Ooh, I bet that was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And, I got up and worked a couple hours before they woke up. And then we went, things like that. I think you have to calendar it. You have to put it on your calendar and you have to stick to it. Yeah. I am very bad at putting it on my calendar and not sticking to it. I can do that, but not when it comes to family time.
Yeah. One thing that is very apparent through every business owner that I've talked to so far has been that they usually don't negotiate on their family time.
No.
That is very important to everyone.
Yeah.
Which is very good trait to have in a business owner.
Well, and you know what? For me, and my situation is a bit different. I have adult children and none of them live here. Yeah. So when I'm in family time, 9 times out of 10, I'm not in Tulsa. Yeah. So it makes it a lot easier. Because I can grab my laptop, do a couple of things before the house wakes up or before my grandkids get up, and then be okay for the rest of the day. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is really nice to be able to have that balance. Yeah. I'm sure it's not nice that you got to travel every time you got to see them, but
I know. And you know what else?
Have the balance.
It is, I have tried to make Sundays the day that I do no real estate.
Well, good. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great thing to work towards every week. Even if you fail one week, you're still
And Fridays, too. I really try for Fridays and Sundays. And Fridays, I do work, but I'm done at a certain time. Yeah. And have the rest. Because if you got buyers, you're showing them on Saturdays.
Yeah. Can someone become successful in real estate without already knowing a lot of, wealthy clients or a lot of client base?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Because think about it from this perspective. Everybody's goals are different, right? So what's success to you, it looks different for me. Yes. So for me, I want to do about 36 to 50 transactions a year. For someone else, 6 is enough. Yeah. For what they're trying to do, right? So I think whatever your definition of success is, you can achieve it in real estate. Yeah. You can do a lot of business, and there are some teams out here doing 700, 800, 900 transactions a year, right? There's also some people out here doing 6 transactions a year, and they're just as happy. Yeah. So I think it's personal.
Yes, absolutely. What is one thing you would never do in a real estate transaction, even if it cost you the deal?
I'm going to say break a law.
Really?
Yeah. And what I mean by break a law, and I use the word law, but a lot of the stuff that we do is not governed by laws. And what I mean by that is there is a lot of stuff that's customary, right? So I'm going to challenge the customs because I think some of that stuff people just made up. Yeah. But I'm not going to break the law. Yeah. I'm not going to do anything that is going to jeopardize my real estate license.
Good.
Yeah.
As you should not. Yes. Well, that's fantastic. You're like, I put my morals above.
Oh, for sure.
Your house being sold. Sorry, girl.
Yeah.
Is the wildest thing that you have encountered while showing a property?
This sounds really crazy, but a nosy neighbor.
Really?
Oh, my God. So if you want to know anything about a house, let a nosy neighbor come over.
Really?
Oh, you get all the dirt. And I did one house. I showed one house here in Sand Springs. And it sits up on this mountain or this hill. Yeah. And there was something in that house. It didn't move, and I left.
Oh, perfect. You said, actually, I'm not showing your house.
Yeah, not happening.
Yeah. Hey.
My clients were with me. They left, too.
Really? Oh, my gosh. They said, you know what? We're going to wrap up, actually. Yeah.
We all were like, do you see that?
That's crazy. Doesn't surprise me. I'm sure it was haunted or something.
For certain. And it looked haunted.
Yes. You're like, you know what? I don't think this is the house for you.
I told my client when she sent it to me, I'm like, you're not going to like this house. And she's like, please, let me. And this was like the second house I'd sold them. So she was like, please, let's go see it, Stacey, please. Oh, my God. We got there and we both looked at each other and we turned around and ran to the car.
You said, we're out of here, girl. I told you wouldn't like this place.
I know. Yeah. Her husband didn't even like it.
Oh, my gosh. That's funny. What should someone do before deciding to get their real estate license?
Save money.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What should a new agent focus on during their first 30 days?
Oh, their first 30 days is not being a secret agent.
Oh, fantastic.
Reaching out to your sphere, identifying who's in your sphere. Everybody in your phone is a potential client.
Yes.
So identify who's in your sphere, reach out to your sphere, start making the announcements on social media, make the announcement that you've joined a brokerage, all of that. Because here's the thing, you never know who's watching. You never know, especially like if you're young, maybe they don't, but their parents will. Yeah. And their parents may help you because of the relationship you have with their kid. Or I had a situation where one of the alumni that I went to high school with, she's on my Facebook page. She was buying a house in Dallas. She was new construction. The lady who was selling her house had a cousin. Her agent in Dallas had a cousin here in Tulsa who was looking for a house. They reached out to me, $345,000 sale.
Nice.
I've never sold her one piece of real estate, but she follows my Facebook page and she knew I sold real estate in Tulsa.
Well, fantastic.
So,
yeah.
You know, you need to not be a secret agent.
Exactly. Yeah. What should an agent consider before joining a brokerage?
What the brokerage has, you know, what are they giving the agent, or what tools that they have to help the agent's business, and really if their broker is going to be present.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a misnomer, a lot of agents, especially new ones, that they believe that they work for the broker, and they do not. When you are out, you know, looking at brokerages, you're interviewing them just as well as they're interviewing you, right? So I think that's key. You gotta kind of know.
Yeah. What questions should they ask in the interview?
I think the culture, tools, obviously commission and all of that stuff, but that's kind of secondary because most people's are about the same. But I think support, they should understand what kind of support that they're going to get.
Yeah.
And I think it's also critical that they talk to agents that are there as well.
Yeah. To get some experience from people that are actively working there and not trying to get them to be there. You know? Yes. What do you know now that you wish you would have saved you years of frustration?
I think focus, like in doing lead gen consistently.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to focus because again, now you have a client, you feel like you got to service, when really you have that client. You should be focused on getting more clients.
Yes. What advice would you give yourself on the first day in real estate?
Be open. There's a lot of old school agents, a lot of old school brokers that do business the way they did business when they came into the business 30 years ago. Be open to the new, to the exciting. Be open to creating your own business.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes. What accomplishment are you most proud of?
Besides my 4 adults and 2 grandkids, I think Rockford Ave.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Rockford Ave, and just seeing it come full circle, seeing myself come full circle. I never thought I'd be self-employed. I was that I need a W-2 girl.
Yes.
And I still need a W-2.
Yeah.
So I think that is, definitely ranks up there.
Was there anyone that helped you reach this point?
I think everything that I've done, my corporate background, obviously my mom supporting me, my kids supporting me, the grandkids supporting me. My little one goes to show houses with me, so she thinks she's a real estate agent.
Adorable.
I know.
Yes.
She's a real estate agent. So I think all of the brokers that I've had, the whole 3 of them that I've had, the co-op agents, I think everybody plays a part.
Yeah, absolutely. What has entrepreneurship taught you about yourself?
That I am crazy. No,
they don't do that sometimes. I'm telling you.
I think it has taught me that I can do it. Even when it's hard, I can do it.
Yes, absolutely. What is the biggest lesson that you are still learning?
That I need to be consistent.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and trying to stay focused.
Yeah. That is one thing that I have noticed with this is that you're juggling a lot of balls as a business owner, and it is like we do really try to spread ourselves thin enough to be able to do all of it, but like sometimes stuff does just slip through the cracks.
And you know what I'm learning to do, and I'm not very good at it, is delegate. You know, you got to figure out how to delegate.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that has made it easier for you?
No.
No.
Because you know what it is? I won't say necessarily I'm a control freak. I just want it done the way I want it done.
Yeah.
And in certain regards,
Me as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
I understand.
Exactly.
What are you currently building towards right now?
Oh, just growth. Scaling and growth.
Where do you hope to be in the next 5 years with your brokerage?
I hope to have another office.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. What services does your brokerage currently offer?
Well, we do residential sales. You know, we do some leases, but it's not like our primary focus in commercial sales.
Well, fantastic.
And leases. Yeah.
Yes. Who would be an ideal client for you?
Wow, that's a good question. I love first-time home buyers. My ideal client will be someone who's a baby boomer, who's downsizing, who has something to sell and something to purchase, or somebody who's downsizing and moving into a facility. I do some probate stuff as well. I think just, you know, first-time home buyers, somebody, I love them too. I don't know if I have a preference. I don't know if I have an ideal. Because I am slowly but surely falling in love with land.
Yeah.
You know, selling land,
They're not making any more of it, so it's a hard thing to get your hands on. Yeah,
exactly.
Are you currently accepting new agents?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Where can people follow you and your brokerage online?
So Instagram and Facebook is Rockford Ave Real Estate. So it's ROCKFORDAVE Real Estate. My personal Instagram is Turnage Broker, and that's my personal Facebook page as well.
Perfect. What is the best way for people to contact you?
Call me, area code 832-504-5297.
Is there anyone that you would like to thank or anything that we have not covered so far that you would like people to know?
I want to thank you for your time.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate it. And I think we covered it.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And I am excited to see what your workday entails. So we will see what that looks like in the vlog. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.